Hello everybody! If you want to read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Short Story 637, The Ghost in the House. Upper Beginner. Anna moved into an old house in the countryside. She was excited about her new home. The house was big and quiet with tall trees around it, but strange things started to happen at night. One evening, Anna heard footsteps in the hallway. She looked, but no one was there. Maybe it's the wind, she thought. The next day, she found a cold spot in the living room. It felt like ice, even on a warm day. That night, Anna could not sleep. She got up and went to the kitchen for water. Suddenly, she saw a shadow in the corner. It was a woman in a white dress. The woman looked sad and old-fashioned. Anna's heart beat fast. "Who are you?" she asked. The ghost did not speak, but she pointed to a picture on the wall. It was an old photo of the house. Anna looked closer. In the photo, there was the same woman smiling with a man and a child. The next morning, Anna asked her neighbour about the house. "Oh, that was Mrs. Ellis," the neighbour said. "She lived here long ago. Her family died in a fire. She was very sad and died alone." Anna felt sorry for the ghost. That night, she talked to the shadow again. "I know your story, Mrs. Ellis. Your family loved you. You can rest now." The ghost smiled for the first time. A soft light filled the room. Then the ghost faded away. The house felt warm and peaceful. Anna never saw the ghost again. She lived happily in her new home with no more strange sounds. Vocabulary notes. Strange. Adjective. Meaning unusual or not normal, something that is unexpected or odd. Example, but strange things started to happen at night. Example sentence, the strange noises in the house scared Anna. Similar words, odd, weird, unusual, peculiar. Similar word example, the odd shadow moved across the room. Footsteps, noun, plural. Meaning, the sound or mark made by someone walking. Example, one evening, Anna heard footsteps in the hallway. Example sentence, Anna listened carefully to the footsteps outside her door. Similar words, steps, tread, stomping. Similar word example, the loud stomping upstairs woke her up. Shadow, noun, meaning a dark shape caused by something blocking light. Can also mean a faint image of a person or thing. Example, suddenly she saw a shadow in the corner. Example sentence, the shadow of the woman appeared in the kitchen. Similar words, silhouette, figure, outline. Similar word example, a silhouette stood quietly by the window. Ghost, noun, meaning the spirit of a dead person that some believe can appear to the living. Example, Anna felt sorry for the ghost. Example sentence, the ghost looked sad and lonely in the house. Similar words, spirit, phantom, apparition. Similar word example, the phantom vanished when Anna spoke to it. Peaceful, adjective, meaning calm, quiet and free from disturbance. Example, the house felt warm and peaceful. Example sentence, after the ghost left, the house was peaceful at night. Similar words, calm, quiet, serene, tranquil. Similar word example, the quiet countryside made Anna feel relaxed. Story written by Grok AI. Image created by Grok AI. To read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you.
Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to take a classic ghost story and pull it apart at the seams. We're going to deconstruct it piece by piece to really see how it works its magic, how it builds all that suspense and mystery, and then somehow leaves you with a feeling of peace. So every good story needs a beginning, right? And this one starts with a classic. You've got Anna, our main character, and she's just moved into this big, old, quiet house. The whole vibe is a fresh start, a blank canvas. It's all very calm, very normal, which, of course, is the perfect calm before the storm. And boom, there it is. That one line, that's the hook. It's like a switch gets flipped. We go from a pretty simple story about moving into a new house to suddenly a full-blown mystery. Everything that felt safe and normal just a second ago, yeah, that's all out the window now. All right, so here's how we're going to break this all down. We're going to walk through 6 key moments in the story, from that first secret all the way to how it wraps up, to see how the author is really playing with our emotions. Okay, first up, a new home secret. Let's talk about the setup. This is all about laying the groundwork, right? Setting the scene and planting that tiny little seed of conflict that's about to grow. And this is so important for any story like this. Think about it. You can't have strange without first showing us what normal looks like. It's that contrast that does all the work. The quiet of the house makes a random noise feel like a gunshot. The peaceful vibe makes the first weird thing feel like a total violation. It's all about the setup. Okay, next section. Building the mystery. So how do you actually start to disrupt that piece? Well, the really smart thing the author does here is they don't show us anything scary. Not yet. Instead, they make us hear things and feel things. It's all about building suspense without giving the game away. So the first thing that happens is just a sound. Nothing to see, just footsteps. And that is such a clever move. Why? Because our brains immediately go into overdrive, right? We start trying to fill in the blank. Who is that? What is that? The suspense is instant. And think about that word choice, footsteps. That's not just a random creak in the floorboards. It's deliberate. It suggests a person, someone walking around, when we know for a fact that Anna is supposed to be alone. Now that is genuinely creepy. Okay, so just when our ears are on high alert, the author throws something else at us. They switch senses. Now it's about touch. This weird, unexplained cold spot. And that just makes the whole thing feel, well, more real, more physical. It's not just a sound anymore. It's something that's actually changing the room. The plot is definitely thickening. All right, this is it. Section 3, face to face. This is the turning point for the whole story. All those little hints, the sounds, the cold spots, they're about to lead to something way more direct. It's time for the confrontation. And here it is, the big visual reveal. After all that teasing with sounds and feelings, we finally see something. It's not some crazy monster, just a shadow. But that's all it takes, right? It's the confirmation. Anna is 100% not alone in that house. Again, the word choice here is just perfect. Shadow. It has a shape, but it's not solid. It's there, but it's not defined. That ambiguity is what keeps the fear cranked up to 11. We know something's there, but we don't know what it is. And then Anna does something huge. She asks a question, who are you? This is a total game changer. She goes from being a victim, just having things happen to her, to being an active player in this story. She's not running away, she's demanding answers. Suddenly, this isn't just a haunting anymore. It's a conversation. So once she asks that question, the story has to give her an answer. And that brings us to our next part, the investigation. The big question isn't what's going on anymore. It's why is it going on? And this is where we get the big lore drop, The neighbor spills the beans. And just like that, the scary shadow isn't just a shadow anymore. It's Mrs. Ellis. She has a name. She has this heartbreaking history, this backstory. This is the key that's going to unlock the whole mystery. And that backstory gives a whole new meaning to the word ghost, doesn't it? It's not just some random spooky spirit. It's the spirit of a specific person, Mrs. Ellis, someone who went through something awful. And you can feel it, can't you? That feeling of fear starts to kind of melt away and turn into sympathy. Which brings us to the resolution. We're at the emotional peak of the story now. And what's cool is that this conflict isn't going to be solved by fighting or running. It's going to be solved with something way more powerful: empathy. So look at what Anna says. She doesn't yell. She doesn't try to get rid of the ghost. She just talks to her. She basically says, "I see you. I know your pain." She's offering understanding, not fighting back. It's an incredible act of compassion. And there's the payoff: a smile. The room fills with light. It's just a perfectly satisfying ending. Because the haunting isn't defeated, right? It's healed. And that's why it feels so complete, so earned. And that word peaceful really brings the whole thing full circle. The story started with a quiet house, but it was a tense quiet. Now it's a genuinely peaceful quiet. The disturbance is finally gone for good. All right, last part. Let's do a final analysis. Why does a simple story like this work so dang well? What's the secret sauce? What's the engine that's really driving this thing and making it so powerful? Well, when you lay it all out, you can see it's basically a recipe. A 5-step recipe for a perfect ghost story. Every single step is there for a reason, to pull your emotions in a certain direction. It takes you from feeling uneasy to being scared, and then makes that big turn towards understanding and finally relief. And really, this is the heart of it all. The entire narrative is a machine built to do one thing: turn fear into empathy. You start out scared of this unknown thing in the dark, but by the end, you actually feel for her because you understand her story. It's a complete emotional journey, all packed into one short narrative. And that really gets to the ultimate point, doesn't it? What can we learn from simple stories? It shows that they aren't just simple. They are incredibly powerful ways to talk about really complex feelings. They can turn fear into understanding. They can make a ghost human. It's a great reminder that the best stories, the ones that really stick with us, they don't just scare us, they connect us.